Good morning, everyone. Today we will continue our brown algal genus Ectocarpus. Today we will discuss about reproduction in Ectocarpus. So let's start. Our today's learning objectives are: we will discuss about reproduction in Ectocarpus, and reproduction occurs both by asexual reproduction or by sexual reproduction. In case of asexual reproduction, Ectocarpus produces two types of Sporangia. One is unilocular Sporangia and other is Plurilocular Sporangia. Unilocular Sporangia, जैसे कि नाम से ही पता चल रहा है, uni means single, locular means chamber. So एक ही chamber बनेगा, उसके अंदर बहुत सारे spores बनेंगे, and the spore produced are zoospores, which are biflagellates, और वो spores होते हैं haploid. While in case of plurilocular sporangia, the spores produced are diploid. और plurilocular sporangias are multi-chambered sporangia. इसमें एक से ज़्यादा chambers होते हैं. Then we will discuss about sexual reproduction in case of Ectocarpus, and finally we will discuss about alternation of generation in case of Ectocarpus. Then reproduction. Reproduction is a process by which a species continues itself. Firstly, we will discuss about asexual reproduction in case of Ectocarpus. In case of asexual reproduction, it is uniparental, a single parent is involved. एक ही parent involved होता है और जो offsprings बनते हैं, they are exact copies of their parents. So asexual reproduction does not bring any genetic variations. Mostly जो asexual reproduction होता है, that is with the help of zoospores, और जो zoospores हैं, they are produced under some special structures which are known as sporangia. तो Ectocarpus के केस में दो तरह के sporangia होते हैं. One is this unilocular sporangia. Unilocular sporangia is a sporangia which is having a single chamber. So इस तरह का जो sporangia है उसको हम unilocular sporangia बोलते हैं. It will produce these biflagellated zoospores. Biflagellated zoospores means कि दो flagella present होंगे और दोनों flagella present होते हैं lateral side में. The next type of sporangia is this one. This is plurilocular sporangia. इसमें बहुत सारे chambers होते हैं. It is multi-chambered sporangium. It will again produces zoospores which are biflagellate. But ये जो zoospores होते हैं, they are diploid. So plurilocular sporangia produce करता है diploid zoospores और unilocular sporangia produce करता है haploid zoospore. So it takes place with the help of biflagellated zoospores, and these zoospores are produced inside some special structure which are known as sporangia. दो तरह के sporangia होते हैं. One is unilocular sporangia, other is plurilocular sporangia. Unilocular sporangia means having single chamber. Plurilocular sporangia means having multiple chambers. So haploid zoospores are produced inside unilocular sporangia, and diploid zoospores are produced inside plurilocular sporangia. इसको हम डिटेल में पढ़ेंगे one by one. Next we will discuss about the development of unilocular sporangia. So how this single chambered sporangia is produced in Ectocarpus. Firstly, any terminal cell of short branchlet of Ectocarpus behaves as unilocular sporangial initial. कोई भी terminal cell short branch का behave करता है unilocular sporangial initial, and finally that gets matured into this unilocular sporangium. Sporangium is a singular word and sporangia is a plural word. इसमें जो characteristic features हैं, जो chromatophores हैं, these are the pigments. जो कि क्लोरोफिल ए और क्लोरोफिल सी से मिलके बनते हैं, उनका नंबर बहुत ज़्यादा इंक्रीज हो जाता है इस टर्मिनल सेल के अंदर. सो इट्स नंबर इंक्रीज विद इन द स्पोरेंजियम बाय मैनी folds. So this is the picture which shows various developmental stages of this unilocular sporangia. So this is the terminal cell of Ectocarpus branchlet, and this behaves as the sporangial initial initial. इसके अंदर जो क्रोमेटोफोर्स है उसका नंबर इंक्रीज हो जाता है. इनिशियली दिस वन इज डिप्लॉइड, जो ये न्यूक्लियस है इस सेल के अंदर, दिस इज डिप्लॉइड, और इसके अंदर जो क्रोमेटोफोर्स है उसका नंबर बहुत ज़्यादा इंक्रीज हो जाता है. Then finally this diploid nuclei will undergo meiosis, that is meiotic division, and this is the reductional division that results in the formation of 4 haploid nuclei. So 4 haploid nuclei are produced as a result of meiosis. Then after meiotic division, this division is followed by mitotic division. So जो ये नंबर इंक्रीज होगा न्यूक्लियाई का, उसमें सारे डिवीजन इसके बाद होंगे माइटोटिक इक्वेशनल डिवीजन. So diploid nucleus of this sporangial initial undergoes meiosis. Meiosis हो जाएगा, that results in formation of 4 haploid nuclei. After that, this division is followed by the mitotic division, results in formation of production of various haploid nuclei. This nuclear division is followed by cleavage of cytoplasm. Cytoplasm is divided into small pieces और surround करता है this nucleus को, nuclei को, जो बहुत सारे nucleus बनते हैं इसमें. They are surrounded by cytoplasm, और उसके बाद they get metamorphosed into mature biflagellate zoospore, that is also known as meiospore. So this cleavage of cytoplasm occurs to form uninucleate protoplast units. ये कवर करती हैं uninucleate जो सिंगल न्यूक्लियस है उसको, और इसके बाद they get metamorphosed into pyriform. Pyriform means pear-shaped biflagellate haploid spores, which are known as meiospores because they are formed as a result of meiosis. So in this picture we can see here, firstly this sporangial initial undergo meiotic division to form 4 nuclei which are haploid in nature, and after this division it is followed by mitotic division, results in formation of multinuclear condition. Then after this multinuclear condition there occurs the cleavage of cytoplasm, और हर एक जो न्यूक्लियस है उसको सराउंड करता है साइटोप्लाज्म का पीस, and get metamorphosed into this structure which is known as zoospores, which is a pear-shaped structure and is a biflagellate structure. इसमें जो फ्लैजेला होते हैं दे आर अनइक्वल, मीन्स एक का साइज थोड़ा लेंथ वाइज थोड़ा बड़ा होगा और दूसरे का छोटा होगा, एंड दे आर इंसर्टेड लेटरली, सो लेटरल पोजीशन पे होते हैं. द नेक्स्ट इज फ्लैजेला आर एक्रोनिमेटिक एंड पेंटोनिमेटिक. सो ये जो टर्म्स हैं, एक्रोनिमेटिक मीन्स ऐसे फ्लैजेला जो स्मूथ होते हैं, दे डोंट हैव एनी हेयर लाइक स्ट्रक्चर लाइक दिस वन. सो ऐसे फ्लैजेला जिनमें कोई भी हेयर लाइक स्ट्रक्चर्स विच आर नोन एज मैस्टिगोनीम्स वो एब्सेंट होते हैं, मीन्स दे आर स्मूथ इन अपीयरेंस. इस तरह के फ्लैजेला को हम बोलते हैं एक्रोनिमेटिक फ्लैजेला. while the pentonemetic flagella, in which they bear these hair-like structures that we can see in this picture, this one. So these hair-like structures having 2 rows of these hair-like structure, so this type of flagella is known as pentonemetic flagella. So it bears 2 types of flagella. One is acronemetic, that is without this hair-like structure, commonly known as mastigonemes, and second flagella, this one is pentonemetic, that bears 2 rows of these hair-like structures known as mastigonemes. Then finally, after maturity, these zoospores are liberated from this sporangium, unilocular sporangium. Then finally they undergoes a phase of rest. थोड़े टाइम के लिए ये inactive हो जाएंगे and loses its flagella. They will lose their flagella. The next Next we will discuss about germination of meiozospores. These meiozospores, after coming in contact with suitable substratum, they will germinate and withdraw its flagella. Meiozospores comes in contact with suitable substratum, and next they will lose their flagella and forms a tube-like structure which is known as germ tube. This germ tube divides again and again and will give rise to a structure which is known as prostate filament. So it will divide and forms a structure which is known as prostate filament. Prostate means horizontal or creeping system. So in this picture we can see here, this is the meiozospore with biflagellation, में तो flagella present है. This is pantonymatic flagella having 2 rows of mastigonemes, means hair-like structures. This is the flagella which is acronymatic without mastigonemes. It will undergo period of rest and loses its flagella, and finally after coming in contact with suitable substratum it will germinate to form this tube-like structure which is known as germ tube. It will divide again and again and will form this system which is known as prostate filament. So the plants which are developed by germination of these haploid meiozospores are gametophoric, means they are haploid, and these are also known as sexual plants because they will bear the sex organs for sexual reproduction. Next we will discuss about second type of sporangia, that is plurilocular sporangia. This is produced similarly as that of unilocular sporangia. इसमें जो न्यूक्लियस है that does not undergo meiosis, meiotic division नहीं होता है, इसमें mitotic division होता है. So जो ये sporangia है ये produce करता है diploid zoospores and they germinate to form asexual plant body. Plurilocular sporangia are stalked. Maybe they bear some stem-like structure, or they are sessile without that structure, and especially they are multi-chambered and borne on diploid asexual plant, and they results in the formation of these diploid asexual plants because they are diploid और उनमें कोई भी meiotic division नहीं होता है, and they produce diploid zoospores, और इनको कहा जाता है mitozospores भी because they are formed as a result of mitosis, and that is equational division. So इसकी डेवलपमेंट भी सिमिलर होती है जैसे यूनिलोक्यूलर स्पोरेंजिया की है. कोई भी टर्मिनल ब्रांचलेट का जो सेल है दैट बिहेव्स एज स्पोरेंजियल इनिशियल. ये जो स्पोरेंजियल इनिशियल है इसके अंदर मूव करता है क्रोमेटोफोर्स और न्यूक्लियस. इट विल डिवाइड माइटोटिकली. जो ये न्यूक्लियस है माइटोटिकली डिवाइड करेगा और इसके अंदर ट्रांसफर हो जाएगा सारा सेलुलर कंटेंट जैसे क्रोमेटोफोर्स हैं. It enlarges in size, and this mitotic division of nucleus, that is karyokinesis, is followed by cytokinesis, that is division of cytoplasm. So there is formation of compartments. We can see in this picture there is formation of compartments. So जितने nucleus होंगे उतने ही compartments बनेंगे और cytoplasm इसको surround करेगा, results in formation of this multi-chambered structure. और हर एक जो piece है that will metamorphose into full-fledged biflagellate diploid zoospore, and this zoospore bears literal flagella as in the case of unilocular sporangia. So this is the development of this plurilocular sporangium. These sporangia are asexual. These sporangia of an asexual plant help in multiplication of same asexual phase, means asexually produce होते हैं ये और ये प्रोड्यूस करते हैं asexual plant without bringing alternation of generation. So इसमें कोई भी alternation of generation नहीं होता. Alternation of generation means that one generation that is haploid or diploid is followed by diploid or haploid generation. So इसमें इस तरह का जो alternation of generation है that is absent in case of this plurilocular sporangia. The zoospores produced by this plurilocular sporangia. Therefore these spores are known as neutral spore, इसलिए इन spores को neutral spores भी कहते हैं. Next is development. तो वो similar है, कोई भी terminal cell है lateral branchlet के that enlarges to form ellipsoid or oval structure जो कि function करेगा as a sporangial initial or sporangial mother cell. In this picture we can see here, so any lateral cell of this branch that will behave as sporangial mother cell, और इसको हम sporangial initial भी कहते हैं. इसमें जो chromatophores हैं वो move करेगा इसके अंदर, और जो nucleus that will undergo meiotic division, and this division is followed by division of cytoplasm also that results in formation of these compartments. So it contains large diploid nucleus and numerous chromatophores. Then diploid nucleus undergo meiotic division followed by cytokinesis. It forms vertical rows of 6 to 12 cells. You can see here. So it will form this vertical row of 6 to 12 cells, and these undergoes many vertical divisions also. So in this picture we can see here. So these transverse divisions are followed by vertical divisions. This results in formation of this structure which is known as plurilocular sporangia or multi-chambered sporangia. Next, repeated division results in formation of elongated multi-chambered cone-like structure that we can see in this picture. So this is known as plurilocular sporangia. And each sporangium contains several cubical cells that may be 20 to 40 in transverse tiers. So इतना इनका number हो सकता है. In transverse tiers we can see stacks, 20 to 40 stacks. Then uninuclear protoplast, जो uninuclear protoplast है ये metamorphosed और transformed हो जाएगा into a single diploid motile zoospore, which is a biflagellate structure like this one. Zoospore is biflagellate, pyriform means pear-shaped uninuclear structure, but इसमें जो flagella होते हैं they are similar, that is acronymatic without mastigonemes. It bears two lateral flagella, anterior tinsel and posterior whiplash type. Next, germination of zoospores. Germination of zoospore is similar to that of zoospores produced by unilocular sporangia. So ये जो spores हैं they will rest, and जैसे ही suitable substratum पे settle down होंगे they will withdraw its flagella and round off to form a wall around it, and after that they will germinate to form germ tube, and this germ tube will divide and redivide to form prostate filament. So it will divide and redivide to form prostate system of the plant body that will give rise to the erect system. So this is how these plurilocular sporangia produces diploid zoospores and how they will germinate to form diploid plant body. The next is sexual reproduction. So sexual reproduction इसमें जो होता है वो जो haploid plant है that behaves as sexual plant that helps in sexual reproduction, that will produces this structure which is known as gametangium. Gametangium is a structure which will produce gametes. So it is in isogamous in case of Ectocarpus globifer. इसमें जो दो fusing gametes हैं they are morphologically similar. In this picture we can see here, जब दोनों fuse होने वाले gametes similar होते हैं in their morphology as well as in their activity, इस तरह का जो reproduction है that is known as isogamous, and they are produced inside the same gametangium. Gametangium is structure which will produce these gametes or the same plant and fuse to form this diploid structure which is known as Zygospore that results in formation of this zygote. This is also known as Zygospore. Next, in some species like Ectocarpus secundus, it shows anisogamy or heterothelic condition in which the male and female gametes are produced on different thalli or different gametangium. So fusing gametes differ in their morphology as well as physiology. So this is known as anisogamy, means they are morphologically different and they are different in their activities also. So in this case जो male gametes होते हैं they are more active and smaller in size, while female gametes are larger in size and are less active. And gametes formed inside the microgametangia, that is the male gamete which is produced inside microgametangia, or जो female gamete that is produced inside large side gametangium which is known as megagametangia, and this is known as morphological anisogamy. Then the fusing gametes, they fuse to form a diploid structure which is known as zygospore, which is a diploid structure. And this peculiar feature occurs in case of ectocarpus, that is known as clump formation. एक बहुत ही यूनिक फीचर है ये एक्टोकार्पस का, दैट इज क्लम्प फॉर्मेशन. इसमें क्या होता है, जो फीमेल गैमेट बिहेव करता है उसके चारों तरफ बहुत सारे मेल गैमेट उसके साथ अटैच्ड हो जाते हैं एंटीरियर फ्लैजेला की हेल्प से. बट फाइनली जो फ्यूजन होगा, only one male gamete is able to fuse with the female gamete. So here many male gametes surround the single female gamete and attach to the later by flagella. Flagella की help से female gamete में attach होते हैं और उसको surround करते हैं. That results in the formation of this clump-like structure which is known as clump formation. So this is the unique feature which is noticed in case of ectocarpus. This in this picture we can see here. So this is the female gamete. This female gamete is surrounded by a number of male gametes, which by their interior flagella, and this structure which is formed by the result of this attachment is known as clump formation. So this is a unique feature that is shown by this ectocarpus. So only one male gamete is able to fuse with the female gamete and results in the formation of diploid zygospore. In case of Ectocarpus siliculosus, जो gametes हैं they are morphologically similar. Morphologically वो similar होंगे, हम उनको differentiate नहीं कर पाएंगे morphologically, but they are different in their physiological activities, means they show differences in their mobility or in their physiology, and this is known as physiological anisogamy. The next is germination of zygospore. Zygospore is formed as a result of fusion of male and female gamete. So it germinates without undergoing the period of rest. So it germinates immediately after its formation. So meiosis does not occur. It means it results in the formation of diploid plant. So new plant produced are diploid, but they are morphologically similar to gametophyte. But in some cases, जो female gamete है वो directly germinate करता है to form the gametophyte. So the plant will be haploid because female gamete is haploid. So some female gametes develop parthenogenetically. Parthenogenetically means formation of full individual from the female gamete without undergoing fertilization. So this female gamete can produce this plant, haploid plant, by parthenogenesis. Next we will discuss about alternation of generation. So in this species of Ectocarpus, that is Ectocarpus siliculosus, it has two stages. One is diploid, having chromosome number 16, and produces unilocular sporangia and plurilocular sporangia. And gametophyte होता है, gametophyte is haploid. That be your plurilocular gametangia. It's not sporangia, it's gametangia that will produces gametes. So it produces multi-chambered gametangia which produces haploid gametes. So during sexual reproduction, that haploid plant will bear this plurilocular gametangia that will produces gametes, haploid gametes. And then gametes fuses to form the diploid structure which is known as zygospore, and zygospore develop into sporophyte again. So sporophyte with diploid plant body. As the two generations are morphologically similar, that is gametophoric generation and sporophoric generation, so that's why this is known as isomorphic type of alternation of generation. Then lastly we will discuss about reduplication of sporophoric and gametophoric generation. So the diploid zoospores produced by plurilocular sporangia give rise to sporophyte. and the plant formed is sporophyte, that is diploid, because the zoospores produced by this sporangia are diploid and they germinate directly without meiosis. So this helps in production of the sporophyte. It means they show reduplication of sporophyte. Then sometimes gametes that we have discussed produces gametophyte that fails to fuse. For example, the female gamete can form this gametophyte haploid plant body by the process of parthenogenesis and fail to fuse with the male gamete and germinate directly, and results in the formation of haploid plant, which is known as gametophyte. This is known as reduplication of gametophyte. Lastly, we have one image here. We will we will make a brief revision of today's discussion. So in this picture, this is the sporophyte. Sporophyte is a diploid plant body. It will produces unilocular sporangia. Unilocular sporangium will bear the zoospores. The zoospores are formed by the process of meiosis. So it undergo meiosis that results in formation of this haploid zoospore. So this main plant body was diploid, and this zoospore produces haploid. It bears one tinsel flagellum, that is pantonymatic flagella, and one smooth flagella. Tinsel shaped flagella means that bears 2 rows of mastigonemes, hair-like structures, and this will germinate to give rise to this haploid plant body, which is known as gametophyte. So this is haploid, and this haploid plant body bears this plurilocular gametangium. So these gametangium will produces haploid gametes, that is one male gamete and one female gamete. They may be isomorphic type, they may be anisomorphic. So they show isogamy as well as anisogamy in different species. It varies from species to species, and these two gametes will fuse to form a diploid structure, which is known as Zygospore, and it will germinate directly to form this sporophyte. So this is all about the life cycle of this Ectocarpus. So this is all about today's discussion. If you have any queries and questions, you can ask in the comment section. Thank you. Have a great day.